also recently been talking about, and there's noise in the market around this. You mentioned it just then as well, the buying unit, the kind of expanding buying committee within IT and tech. But so what considerations are there within that kind of expanding buying committee, and what are the pitfalls? What kind of things should people consider?
All sorts. That's a really huge question. Specifically, I see the most kind of amount of noise online, as well as that, on LinkedIn, and kind of wider thought leadership type conversations about that expanding buying unit, because it is evolving. I've been working at Headley Media for coming on to kind of 4 years, and in that time alone, the individuals in buying units for, specifically cybersecurity solutions, not to mention kind of new emerging technologies that are coming on the market. The buying unit on a job title level has evolved hugely. More and more specific job titles that we didn't even exist a couple of years ago. Especially that can really, really vary geographically as well. So that's a conversation I have really often with my clients, is about looking to get in front of those really granular type job titles in the US. They're not necessarily going to exist so much in Europe, because the structure of teams and functions within businesses is vastly different. So that is where I'm seeing kind of the most noise, not to mention finance teams getting involved in kind of final sign off for onboarding new technology solutions, whereas maybe that was not so much the case just a few years ago. So that's where I'm seeing the most noise. However, and another point of a really important point of consideration comes around the company sizes that you're looking to target. I'm seeing more and more kind of from my clients coming out of the discussion between, okay, company size, obviously that makes perfect sense. You need to think about your solution and understand what scale of business you're looking to get in front of. Budget being a really big contributor to that. If you're selling a really high ticket, essentially, technology solution, then you need to get in front of businesses that are going to have the budget on their side to onboard such a solution, as well as obviously a need. But how do we start to define that? Is that about company size? Anecdotally, in my experience, that's more in the direction we used to define it. It would all be about getting in front of the right businesses with the right company sizes. Company size often correlates to number of seats, number of, we're talking about B2B technology here. So each person is going to have their own PC and a need for that solution. However, more and more people are defining it by revenue, which is a real trend I've seen in, I'd say, the last 12 to 18 months. Actually, it's not so much about the number of individuals employed in the business. It's about the revenue that they're making, and whether that evolves from the kind of ever-growing cybersecurity threats and how we're all needing to protect ourselves more than ever online, even more so for businesses. So the higher the revenue, the higher the threats that they have to their data, to their finances. I'm not sure, but I'm really starting to see a big trend emerging where people are focusing more on targeting high revenue businesses and defining companies by that data instead of more like headcount. Is not becoming less relevant. It's still super relevant, but I'm just seeing slight move away from that and more focus on the revenue of a business.